Walking, it's one of the first milestones of life. Parents celebrate it, grandparents brag about it, yet we stopped doing it once we discovered cars, escalators, and DoorDash. And no silly name like ambulatory cardio flow. Many people wonder if it's enough to protect their heart, brain, bones, and waistline and improve their lifespan. Or is it just a fitness fallacy like drinking a Diet Coke to offset that cheeseburger? Subscribe for more fitness-based facts that can help you live a healthier, longer life. Hi, I'm Dr. Jake. Today we'll look at what walking does and doesn't do for your health as a form of exercise. So, do you consider walking exercise? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's start with your heart. The Harvard Nurses Health Study, one of the biggest lifestyle studies ever, showed that brisk walking for 30 minutes per day cut the risk of heart disease by 30 to 40% in previously sedentary women. That's an impressive gain. Later, a meta-analysis found that walking reduced the cardiovascular risk by about 11% overall, especially for people who started out sedentary. Even if you've been a couch potato longer than The Simpsons has been on air, walking still works. Interestingly, the Harvard alumni study found that more intense jogging and vigorous exercise showed similar reductions, but only when the total energy expenditure or calories burned was the same. On the other hand, if you had jogged for the same amount of time as you had walked, you'd receive more benefits. So your heart cares less about the form of exercise and more about how much energy or calories you spend as you function. So yes, even an exercise form follows function. Results from the Diabetes Prevention Program found that brisk walking for about 150 minutes per week in previously sedentary adults with elevated blood sugar slashed their risk for diabetes by 58%. That's better than medication. Take that, Big Pharma. Even 10-minute post-meal walks significantly lower blood sugar level spikes in people with type 2 diabetes, with even shorter walks showing some measurable improvements. However, jogging and moderate exercise improve insulin sensitivity a little bit more. So whether you're trying to prevent or treat type 2 diabetes, walking definitely helps, but more intense exercise is a little bit more effective. But here's the catch. Most people quit jogging or running as fast as they quit the cotton ball diet. Who even started? Yes, walking sticks much better, and for your blood sugar, consistency is more important than intensity. Now your brain. A large 12-year study found that those who walked more than 2 miles a day had a 50% lower risk of dementia compared to those who walked a quarter mile or less per day. Regular walking reduces cortisol, eases anxiety, improves mood, and even acts as an accessible alternative or complement to clinical treatment. Walking also increases BDNF, particularly in sedentary and older adults. This contributes to brain volume growth and cognitive benefits. However, jogging and more vigorous exercise increases BDNF even more, giving a larger dose of acute neuroplasticity signals. The bottom line, if you're sedentary, start walking for your brain. It can sharpen memory, reduce dementia risk, and even grow more brain tissue, particularly in older adults. If you're already active, mix in some higher intensity exercise for some extra brain support. Sounds hard, but it's easier than the New York Times crossword. It's well known that walking helps build bone density, reduce arthritis symptoms, and lower fall risk. But bones respond best to impact. The higher, almost the better. Compared to walking, jogging stimulates more bone remodeling and density. The downside, all that pounding means a greater chance of knee and hip mutiny. And you know what that would mean? No more lane dancing. It's true, your bones love a good jarring run or jog, but only if your joints are up to it. That's where walking comes in. It can help save your joints and strengthen your bones, just not as much. Here's the big question. Does walking burn enough calories to matter? Yes, one study found that people with obesity genes cut their risk of being obese by 50% just by walking 1 hour per day. Proof that DNA is not destiny. It's just a bad roommate. Walking burns 200 to 300 calories per hour. That's roughly 1 Starbucks pastry or 30 to 35 kale chips. Jogging, on the other hand, burns 2 to 3 times more calories per minute, which is great, but remember that diet's the main driver of weight loss. Exercise can help a little, but mostly with keeping it off. So stop pretending kale chips taste good and eat an occasional pastry because you're exercising most every day, right? All those benefits are great, but let's look at the greatest benefit, longevity. A meta-analysis of over 50 studies found that sedentary people who walked 30 minutes per day had 20 to 30% lower all-cause mortality. A separate study found that casual walkers who get in 7,000 to 8,000 steps per day cut their risk of early death by 50 to 70%. That's basically an extended warranty for your body, for free. And the Copenhagen City Heart Study found the sweet spot for longevity was not running a marathon. It was light to moderate jogging or exercise. It's not that higher intensity exercise is bad, it just didn't add any significantly greater benefits. It's like your neighbor who quadruple cuts his lawn. What's up with that? Again, we see the trend. Walking adds more years to your life, but moderate cardio exercise will give you more if you stick with it. All right, quick quiz. True or false? 1. Walking just 30 minutes per day reduces your risk for heart disease. 2. Walking after meals can lower the blood sugar spike in type 2 diabetics. 3. Brain-derived neurotropic factor, or BDNF, increases with walking. 4. Even though its impact is less than jogging, walking also builds bone density. And 5. The greatest health improvements from walking come in people who start out sedentary. If your answer sheet shows all T's, you pass with perfection. So after all that, here's what you should know. For heart disease and diabetes, walking is almost as powerful as jogging. Consistency is the key. Brain health comes with walking, but moderate exercise boosts those benefits a little more. Weight loss from healthy eating happens more with moderate to intense exercise, but even walking offers some support. Your bones love jogging and running, but walking's fine if it's all you can do. Sure, intense exercise brings more perks, but walking brings greater adherence. After all, the perfectly healthy workout isn't healthy if you don't stick with it. Plus, if full-on jogging or running isn't feasible, you can easily enhance your gains by adding bursts of intensity to your walks, like short jogs, climbing stairs, or uphill stretches. So whether you're out for a brisk walk or pounding the pavement, the evidence is clear. Consistently moving your body is what matters most. Walking gives you impressive gains for minimal risk. Moderately intense exercise takes it up a notch, but only if you enjoy it and do it regularly. If you found this breakdown helpful, give this video a like, hit subscribe, and share it with a friend who thinks exercise has to be hard to be effective, because the science proves otherwise. And remember, every step you take is one step closer to better health. Unless it's towards the fridge at midnight. That one doesn't count. Thanks for watching. And as always, my answers come from peer-reviewed research.